Electricity is mesmerizing, powerful, unfathomably dynamic, and kind of the coolest thing ever. And the fact that we can now use it to power our vehicles, it's impressive. So join me and my friends at AAA as we harness the power of supercharged protons, electrons, and other sciencey particles to road trip in an electric vehicle from Atlanta to Nashville and make electrifying stops along the way. AAA presents It's Electric. My first stop is in Atlanta, home of the Braves, world's juiciest peaches, and an artist who uses our most versatile energy source to make his city glow. This is the Neon Company, known for crafting eye-catching signs all bent, filled, and assembled here in Atlanta. And this is MVP sign maker Craig Weido.
We do everything from mom and pop pizzeria to TV and film projects to man caves to weddings. We can put neon on just about anything you can think of and a few things you probably haven't imagined yet.
Craig has about 40 years of experience making neon signs.
Slang, we just call it tube bending.
So, as a tube bending master, he knows a thing or two about electricity.
Electricity in the neon shop is basically like catching light in a tube. It's throwing an arc through a vacuum from one electrode to another, so you actually get to see the presence of electricity through the gas.
But he reminded us, it's not all just science.
I'd have to say making a neon sign would be about 50-50 art and a little bit of Mr. Wizard weird science once you have the skill set and the toolbox and you can bring your true artistic dream to life. Without me knowing, I guess I'm a little more creative than I really thought I was.
And that kind of creativity makes a special type of impact.
When you light up a neon sign and you can just see it just kind of touches their soul and they just light up from the inside and it just smiles from ear to ear and it's just the best feeling.
Next, I'm Nashville bound. And while I'm all charged up from our conversation with Craig, my car could use a little top off. So first, a quick 15-minute charging stop. Or so I thought. It took a few tries to get this charging station to work, but I still had just enough time to make it to Nashville before dark. My next day is all about music. And just like with this car, the option of going from acoustic to electric opens up a whole new world of sound design and unique genres. And no one knows that better than Michael Hicks and Jack Silverman of the Nashville Ambient Ensemble.
The idea of the ensemble was to be a very open platform.
Electronic music synthesizes a lot of improvisation.
A soundscape with various kinds of instrumentalists.
While Music City has no shortage of artists, I had never heard anything quite like this before. And apparently, neither had they.
I honestly didn't know if it would be any good at all.
So you want to have 7 people improvising with no one really keeping time, and I kind of thought he was crazy.
And we got in the studio, and there was just an electric kind of magic energy, and it was just so much fun.
So I asked them a bit more about that magic energy and how it influences their writing process.
I think acoustic instruments are more organic, but electric instruments lend themselves to more possibilities.
For me personally, I very rarely get into a creative block because there's always some new gadget that I can use to open up my creativity.
I found it really cool how they use something so technical to get to the core of the more intangible parts of being human.
I believe that people who make music, make movies, make art of any kind is a way of helping everyone process the experience of being alive.
And with that, it's time for me to head out. After a recharge, I'm driving back towards Atlanta for a stop that's all about science and engineering, with a heavy dose of adrenaline. This is Atlanta Motorsports Park, where I'm meeting up with Lawson Sumner of Ampere EV and Dan Paul of Southfield Classics, 2 companies on the forefront of building vehicles that you might not guess are electric.
At Ampere EV, we provide a full one-stop drivetrain solution. People think it's hard to convert a vehicle. Our whole company's mission is to make it as easy as possible.
And our part of the process is basically take their system, we build the car. We stopped gas-burning cars about 2 years ago. I've done gas burners for 30-something years, still doing hot rod stuff. They just have a different power plant, different drivetrain.
First, I got to take a ride in Ampere EV's converted DMC-12 DeLorean.
Just the car itself is unique. It has the gull wing doors. Everyone knows it from Back to the Future. Originally, the cars were super slow, they're very unreliable, but for us, I feel like we really brought the future to it with an EV drivetrain.
Then a few laps in a custom electric replica of a classic 1952 pickup.
We call it the SC31T. That's our first production model. A 1950 truck, which wasn't intended to go 80 miles an hour. So it kind of modernizes that feel. They're fast, they get there fast. You know, basically you hear the wind. So yeah, it's like having your hair in the wind.
And they had some advice for first-time electric road trippers like me.
Advice I would give right now is to plan your charging stops where you have something to do.
So finding chargers at places like markets, restaurants, or maybe hotels.
A lot of people, they've forgotten that back in the day, you had to plan your gas stop. You got to get back to that a little bit, so you're going to have to plan your trip a little bit more.
It's growing, but it takes a long time to build out all of that infrastructure.
And of course, I had to ask them about the phenomena at the heart of it all.
The way I always think about electricity is just power, just ways to produce some sort of action. Whether it's the lights that you turn on, and now it's shifting into the cars that you drive.
For me, I'm more the rock and roll side, so it's that power that makes it punch. I find it very exciting. It's renewed my love of the automobile, I will say that.
I've gotta agree. This trip has me pretty inspired by all the ways electricity powers our lives. It's crazy how interactions between tiny particles are the crux of creativity and ingenuity in art, music, and technology. And now you can use it to power your next road trip. So next time you plug in your phone or turn on a light, take a moment to acknowledge this invisible force. It's dynamic, it's inspiring, it's electric.